Good afternoon. No, good morning, lovers. Hello, hello. It's so good to be with you for today's Cuppa with Katie, me being Katie. I'm going to be answering a woman's question from our community today on how to surrender in relationships. So if you are in a relationship and you know that you're not fully open and available to receive from your partner, I'm going to share some stuff with you that will help you to do that if that is your desire. If you're single and want to call in somebody, this is key. Like, we need to know how to receive and how to surrender and trust in the process to be able to call in and receive our partner, right? So the conversation today is applicable no matter where you're at, single or in relationship. And it's my pleasure to share lots of tips with you. I spent some time really feeling into this question, and I've made some notes. I'm going to share all this juicy goodness with you. As you're joining, I can see there's a few of you here now. Say hello. Please type in your name. Let me know where you're calling in from. I hope I can keep it together today. I'm a bit tired. I've just made myself a coffee. I'm like, kind of struggling to string words together today. Don't know what's going on with me. I don't feel like I can blame it on anything. I've had early nights. I've not been drinking alcohol, taking it easy. I took the afternoon off yesterday because I was feeling like this. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe is it the change in seasons, do you think? Is it, look at me, I'm in my big jumper again, and I think I just feel like a bear that wants to hibernate. And yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Anyone else feeling like that, or is it just me? Hey Ruth, hello my darling, so good to see you. Hold on, I can't make my mouse work again. 1 second, bear with. I don't know why it's not working. This happened last time as well. It's hormones. Is it, Ruth? Is it hormones? It might be hormones. I feel like I blame everything on hormones these days. My poor old hormones. Now, give me 1 sec, guys, while I just sort myself out. Can you all hear me okay while I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my mouse, which won't let me. Hold on. Why? Where have you gone? Wait. Oh, no. Now Siri's trying to talk to me. Here, look. Siri's going to say something now. You listen, if you can hear.
I'm not sure I understand.
So, this is the story of my day, clearly. Maybe I should have stayed in bed. I can't make my mouse work. I can't get rid of Siri. Siri is now going to answer another question.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something else I can help with?
Yes, Siri. Can you please make my mouse work so I can do my live and share what I have to share today?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help?
This is hilarious. Can you guys hear Siri in the background there? All right. Well, for whatever reason, I can't make my mouse work, which means I can't click into your beautiful messages. Hold on, guys. Maybe I can. Meanwhile, Layla's here. Hello, Layla. You're saying I want more of your videos on your website. You want more on my website? Wow, they're all on YouTube. So if you head on over there, you should be able to find what you want. Hold on. Here we go. Is it working? Wendy, I made my mouse work. Hello. So good to see you. Layla, look, I've made my mouse work. He slept early yesterday and today and still didn't wake up on time. Yeah. And Layla, in answer to your question, more videos, there are tons on YouTube. So if you go onto my YouTube channel, there's tons, and we've even created playlists. So if you want to check out content on the empowered feminine, there's that. If you want to look at just purely dating and relationships, we've got that. If you're all into self-love, we've got a whole channel on that, or a playlist on that. It's all there for you. Okay, my love. Yay, indeed. All right. Okay, let's get with the program. Let me answer this really juicy question. First of all, if you have friends that need to hear this information, please share the video. If you know that they would love to watch it live, just share it now and they can jump in and get involved and ask questions as well. If you're here on the replay, don't forget to type #replay. I genuinely keep an eye on who watches and I comment. So yeah, let me know. That'd be good. Layla, do I have other channels? I have one YouTube channel. And you're watching on YouTube now. So yeah, so where you are now, you'll see a ton of playlists there that I've created over the last probably 10 years. I mean, I think a while back we went in and sort of deleted a lot of old content because it really was old. But some of my really old stuff is still in there. So you'll see how I've aged in the last 10 years. So that'll be fun. All right, let's dive into this. So how to surrender in relationship. I'm going to share 4 key points, but there's going to be lots of points within those. First thing we're going to look at is your belief systems. The next thing we're going to look at is some childhood conditioning. They're kind of linked, but maybe not. We'll see. We're going to have a look at your predominance of being in your masculine energy over your feminine energy. And we're going to talk about how to practice and how, when you're in relationship, to ask your partner to help you practice this art of surrender so that you can receive the love and the support that you really crave. Because that's the thing. Like, I know that, so it's Sonia who's asked this question today, how do I surrender in a relationship? And Sonia's in her 50s, and I've known her for years, and she's been a client for a long time. We've done the most powerful, incredible work together. As a result of that work, she's called in her partner, and they are having a fantastic new relationship. And this is the thing, right? The work I'm doing with women is to help them call in their soulmate, but it's not about being perfect and having everything kind of sorted out in your life and every sabotaging belief system sorted out and every piece of healing that you need to heal sorted out to be able to call him in. You know, it's absolutely not about being perfect. And a lot of the work that we desire to do, if you're here wanting to evolve and grow and become even more and more of you, while there's a place, and this is the work I'm doing with women, to do that work and prepare yourself in order to call in your soulmate, so much of the work is then once he arrives or she arrives, but I do tend to work with women who are calling in a guy. Once they arrive, the work really begins. So Sonia has called in a super empowered man, a super empowered relationship. They're really, it's just beautiful and divine what they're creating together. And now they're learning how to have an empowered relationship. Neither of them have had one before. It's the same with James and I. You know, like, I hadn't ever experienced a truly empowered relationship before. So I did the healing work and the preparation work to be the energetic match for an empowered man to come in, for an empowered relationship to begin. But then we had to learn how to do that. We'd never done that before. So we're gonna touch on that today as well. Who's this Facebook user? A quick hello, lovely. Sadly, I can't stay. I'm on a quick break in a training course. Now, I don't know who that is, but I'm going to guess. Let's see if I'm right. That is either going to be Emma or Helen or Kellyanne. Oh no, I got it totally wrong. It's Sarah. Oh, well, it's so good to have you here, Sarah. Sarah, why didn't your name come up? That's really weird. So Sarah's the ambassador on my upcoming 5-day Meet Your Soulmate Challenge. The next one starts very soon, 1st of November. If you're not registered yet, you've got to come in and register. We do great stuff together over those 5 days. Ksenia's saying, I love to hear that. I'm in the same process right now. Yes. It is not about being perfect. And spoiler alert, you're never going to be. I'm never going to be. There is not a person on the planet who's committed to their evolution and growth and being who they came here to be who is perfect. They're all that beautiful work in progress. Okay, so the first thing you want to do if you want to surrender in relationships is to check out your belief systems. And now the first belief I would invite you to check out is, what does surrender mean to you? You know, you hear a lot of teachers and coaches and empowered feminine teachers talking about the importance of surrender. But what does that even bring up for you? It's really important to check that out, because language is powerful, isn't it? I know the first time I heard the word surrender, to me, and because of the role modeling I witnessed growing up from the women in my life, I equated the word surrender to giving up and to allowing myself to be walked over. giving, like handing over control to a man, letting a man rule and lead me. And yeah, like it seemed like I was giving my power away. And I'll get into a little more around my belief systems there and what I've had to heal. But I didn't want to give my power away to a man. No, sirree. No. No, I wanted to protect myself. I wanted to be the one that took care of me. I was unwilling to surrender. So to me, the word surrender had very negative connotations until I came to understand the power in it. So for me, it was to give up, to give my power away. What I came to understand was that surrender actually meant that I was open to receiving love and support. It was about trust. So it was a reframe right there. And I wonder if any of you watching this can relate. Surrender is powerful. You're not giving up. You're not giving in. You're not giving your power away. To surrender is the ultimate act of faith and trust. And it's opening your heart and allowing yourself to receive the love and support that you deeply desire. That sounds wonderful, but it can bring up our stuff, can't it? So it's about checking out those belief systems. So if you do believe, and this was my story, if I let my guard down, I'm going to get hurt and disappointed. Because that's what happened when I was a little girl. When I was about 7 years old, my dad left, and he left our family for about 9 months. At the time, it felt like forever. It was only 9 months. But a lot happened in that 9 months. And in those 9 months, I took on all sorts of belief systems and made things mean certain things about me as a person, my worthiness, my place in the world. I made things mean, I made it mean that men let you down, they disappeared, they weren't trustworthy, they preferred other women over you. Like so many beliefs were created for me at, in that period of time. And then, because we get what we believe in life, I attracted all sorts of situations and circumstances and people into my world that proved that to be true, that men let you down, men disappoint you. Why the hell would I want to surrender to that? Yeah. So notice if anything comes up for you around this too. And the work is to heal that, to change up those belief systems, to start to rewire your mind. Yeah. To start believing what else could be true. So, is it true? This is the work. This is the work I've had to do, and that I sometimes continue to have to do, by the way, because I'm not perfect and because now I'm in relationship. These older pieces, sometimes there's like new levels and layers that I need to go to heal it even more. But I need to check it out. Like, is it true that if I let my guard down, I will get hurt and disappointed? Is that true? Now, part of me would say, well, yeah, because that is what I've experienced. I experienced it with my dad when I was a little girl. I've experienced it with that guy. I've seen it happen to that person. I've got plenty of evidence in my life to say it's true. But is it fact? Is it 100% for sure that is the only option? That's what happens when you surrender. No. Then I have to ask, well, what else could be true? If I surrender, what else could be true? What else could be true is I can allow myself to, and I'm thinking of my relationship with James now. My ability to surrender with him now. It allows me to make my dreams come true. It's a pretty good reason to surrender, because when I'm surrendered, I'm energetically available for him to step up and support me, to help me with what I need help with, whether it's with my son, whether it's with my business, whether it's with my health, whether it's with my mindset, whether it's with my current, not saying current as in today, but, whatever hormonal shift has come up, like I'm open and available to receive his unconditional love and support. I'm available to not do life on my own. Oh, what a relief. It's exhausting doing everything on your own, being in charge of everything, controlling everything, right? So we need to check that out. I'm going to let you digest what I just said while I take a sip of my coffee. Sorry, knocking my computer around. Can you all hear me okay? I've had a bit of trouble with my microphone and stuff. Can someone just say, yeah, hear you clearly or not? Because if you can't hear me, I'll put my earbuds in. Okay, so the next thing I would invite you to take a look at is your childhood conditioning. What was modeled to you growing up? What did you witness in the women around you? Perhaps your mum, maybe your grandma, maybe aunts, school teachers, older sisters, friends, mums, like what did you witness in your society around women allowing themselves to be supported by men? Did you even witness that? Mind you, no one's letting me know if they can hear me. Can you guys hear me? So surrendering is letting him love and trust. Yes, Layla, I believe that could be true. I believe that to be true. I believe that that is a belief that you could take on that will support you instead of sabotage you. Yeah? Yeah. I'm trusting you guys can hear me because no one said that they can't. Like clearly, can you hear me clearly? So what was modeled by the women in your life? Were they able to fully trust and surrender into the loving arms of their partner? Did you see that or not? See, what was modeled to me, and I don't share this or say this with any blame. Tanya, hello, Tanya, good to see you. You can hear me. Great, wonderful, thank you. Thank you. There's a few people on here, but no one's responding. So, oh yes, Elizabeth, thank you. You can hear Ruth, you can hear me. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, zero blame, with my parents. And it's kind of sad, really, to think that it wasn't modeled to me. Like I didn't witness a woman being able to trust her man to the degree that she could just really let go and surrender and be the woman she came here to be and follow her hopes and desires and dreams and have them be supported by her man. And vice versa. I didn't see that. What was modeled to me was, so my dad was, and I absolutely love this about my dad, and it's something that it's an aspect of his character that I've definitely adopted and have been inspired by, and it was his ability he was so good at tapping into his desires and what he wanted and then going and making them happen. He was really, really good at that. So whatever his latest career move was, he went for it. He's like, I want to be a hairdresser. I'm going to go be a hairdresser. I want to mow lawns and do property maintenance. I'm going to become a carpenter. I'm going to train for that. He did that. I'm going to be a photographer. I'm going to go do that. A bus driver. He went and did that. He's now the most phenomenally gifted artist. He's done so many different things. Oh, sorry, I'm forgetting. For a long time, he was a scuba diving instructor and ran a dive shop and took people on scuba diving holidays and so on. Layla's saying you don't really understand the idea, of surrendering and letting trust and love. Yeah, and that's okay. And that's okay. That's just where you're at today. But you could set the intention, and we're going to get to that a little later on on this call. You can set the intention to be able to surrender, to be able to receive. Yeah, like how do you even surrender? Okay, stay with me. Stay with me. The first thing is to even uncover that you don't even understand what the word surrender means. We start where we're at, right? And we're all at different stages on our journey. So back to my dad, I witnessed a man that was able to tap into what he desired and go for it. Wonderful, good for him. Unfortunately, it was to the detriment of a lot of other people. And it was to the detriment of my mum. So my mum, and, if she was still alive now, I would hope that she would own her responsibility, her responsibility here. She made the decision to be the one that was the stable person that supported the family financially. So while dad always definitely contributed financially, it was kind of feast and famine because he was changing his mind on his career and so on. He worked hard and he contributed and he was great like that. And it wasn't that reliable. So mum created the reliable, stable base. And so she gave up on her desires. She had desires for her own career and her own life, and they went on the back burner. And she focused on being the stable person for our family. Now, that was needed. We needed that. And thank God for her doing that. That's what put food on the table. That's what paid the mortgage every month. You know, she was that solid, stable foundation. But what therefore was modeled to me was a woman who worked hard, really hard, didn't get paid very well for that work, but definitely got paid enough to make sure the household basics, like survival level needs, were met, while the man went and did whatever he wanted to do. She did not trust in the masculine to take care of her and support her. She did that for herself and for her children. So there's no judgment on this, but I'm sharing the story because it's my personal experience, and I share it in case you can, like, it just fires off your own ideas of what you witnessed growing up. Like, I only learned that a woman has to work hard, that in order to kind of live in survival mode, and absolutely definitely don't expect a man to support your desires and goals and dreams, and do not expect him to be consistently responsible and available and supportive. It just wasn't modeled to me. So when I decided I wanted to call in an empowered man and an empowered relationship, and part of that process was to learn how to surrender into relationship, then once in relationship, surrender to their man, all of my alarm bells went off. It was like, no, thank you. I only know how to do it for myself. I only know how to take care of myself. I was told relentlessly from the women in my life, don't expect from men and then you won't get let down. That's what I was told. Don't expect from your father and you won't get let down. Even up into my 20s and 30s, the aunts and the women in our the older women in our family would say, don't expect, Katie, then you won't get let down. Or cover yourself, protect yourself. Always make sure you've got money set aside and this and that. Like, it was very fear-based. I'm not saying that's wrong to have money aside and so on. You know, we've all got to take care of ourselves. But the conditioning and the messaging was fear-based. It was, a woman cannot surrender to a man because they're not men are not trustworthy. And when we've got that conditioning going on, it's really, really difficult to have a healthy, empowered, balanced relationship, let alone call that in. So we have to do the healing work around that. We have to heal that. We have to choose differently. We have to search out new role models. We have to create new belief systems. It's a process of healing. Someone's saying hello. Hiya, whoever that is. I don't know who that is. Maybe just let me know. So yeah, check that out. What was modeled by your parents? The next point I have is to notice your predominance of whether you're more in masculine energy or feminine energy. So I mentioned earlier on the call, my 5-day challenge is coming up. It's Lindy. Hi, Lindy. Good to see you, darling. My 5-day challenge is coming up, Meet Your Soulmate. We start on the 1st of November. If you're not registered, please register. The links above here. We do go a lot deeper into these principles around masculine, feminine energy dynamics, and then all of my work. So in my membership, with my private clients, with my small groups that I run, this is the focus, is masculine, feminine energy. Predominantly the women I'm working with, and I wonder if you can relate, are in their masculine. So they're learning how to activate their feminine energy. They're learning how to trust their feminine energy. And they're learning how to lead their lives from their feminine. To top line it, you're more in your masculine if you find you're operating life predominantly from your head, and you're more in your feminine if you find you're running life more led by your body and your intuition, your feelings. If your energy feels quite hard, that's more masculine. If your energy feels sort of more soft, that's more feminine. If you're tending to do more than you are receive, the doing energy is more masculine. The receiving, the sort of allowing energy is more feminine. So are you allowing feminine, or are you making happen masculine? It's kind of a whole other video. If you look on my YouTube, you'll see tons and tons and tons of content around masculine and feminine energy and how to identify each. I go even deeper on that subject in terms of, are you in your disempowered feminine or disempowered masculine? It's a really, really big conversation. But to top line it, I'm being asked the question today, how do I surrender in relationship? One of the first things you want to just check out is, are you predominantly operating from your masculine, or are you predominantly in your feminine? Or have you got a nice healthy balance of both, which is kind of utopia. That's where we want to be, having this lovely balance of both. Most women, and anyone asking me this question, how do I surrender in relationship? You're going to be the conditioning, the programming, the way you have learned to do life will have been from the masculine. So the invitation is to look into those dynamics and look into those principles, do some learning, get yourself educated, do some training, do some reading, come do my 5-day challenge, come over into my membership community. This is what we're doing. And this is where women are learning how to activate their feminine and have a really healthy relationship with the masculine as a result. Okay. Sorry about my dog in the background. Can you hear him barking? Let me have a sip of my coffee. Is this helpful so far? I'm going to share my final point with you now around how to practice, how to actually be surrendered. Is this helpful? You guys enjoying it? My coffee's going cold. Alrighty, so practice. How do you surrender in relationships? You practice. You practice it, and you stop expecting yourself to be perfect. I could end it there, but I won't. I've got more to share. Practice surrendering. Practice opening yourself up to receiving. Lindy's saying, I so recognize all of this. Yes. But, Lindy, you, because I know you've come a long way. So while you have been predominantly in your masculine all your life, and as a result, huge business success, have achieved so much, created so much with your life. Wonderful. And your relationships have suffered somewhat. And you're already turning that around. And it's so, so exciting to see how you're turning that around in your relationship now, because you're bringing in the feminine. It's never too late to learn how to surrender and receive. Never too late. So you're like a shining star example of that. So yeah, we need to practice. Practice makes perfect, they say. You'll never be perfect, but you'll get a lot better at it. So the first thing you could be doing is setting intentions. Yeah, so setting intentions. Just choose every day when you wake up, set the intention to be available to receive. Set the intention to surrender more in your relationship. It might not be in the relationship you're in, only just that relationship you're in. You maybe want to surrender more in your business, maybe with your clients, maybe around what you're manifesting and calling in. Like, there's so many different ways we can surrender. My yoga practice is a perfect place for me to practice surrendering. Like, surrender to my breath, surrender to the movement, allow myself to receive my breath rather than do it, receive the movement rather than do it, rather than make it happen, receive the experience. Can I surrender and receive the experience of my daily dog walks? Or am I out there doing the dog walk? I never do the dog walk, by the way. I'm fully in surrendered receiving mode when I'm walking my dog. So when you're setting intentions, you could write sentences such as what I'm about to share in your journal, or you could just run them through your mind. If I surrendered today, and you know what you've got on for your day, so you wake up in the morning, you're making a cup of tea, and you say to yourself, so if I surrendered today, and I know today I've got XYZ going on, if I surrendered in all of those experiences today, if I took myself into the world today as a surrendered woman, what would that look like and feel like? Like, do you even know? If I was open, allowing, and receptive today, what would that look and feel like? If I could choose to go into that meeting today feeling open and allowing and accepting, how would I show up? What might I do differently? How might I prepare myself in advance? What might I need to let go of? What thoughts, what conditioning, what habits of behavior might I want to just notice that I would tend to do and I'm going to choose not to? You know? So set that intention. And this came up with a client yesterday. So we were working through this. Like, if I surrendered today, what would that look and feel like? And she was like, well, I don't even know the answer. And so, brilliant. That's great information. You don't even know what it would look like to surrender in that situation, or to be open and allowing in that situation. So go back a step, tap into that. Like, how would that look for you? Decide, get the answers. If you're so in the habit and the practice of showing up in your masculine and pushing things forward and making things happen and controlling situations and manipulating situations and just being in charge of everything, you might not know the first thing about showing up in a situation and settling back. I was sharing, and you need to learn that. Like, you need to know for yourself, like, what might it look like? And again, with the client I was working with yesterday, it was noticing, well, what do other people do? Like, who are you jealous of? When you see other people in a boardroom situation, in a restaurant, with their partner, like, think of all the different situations. Who do you know? Who have you witnessed in your life? They're really, really good at receiving. They're really good at surrendering and allowing. And they don't seem to be trying really hard and manipulating every situation to get a good outcome. They're getting even better outcomes because they're more surrendered and trusting and relaxed. They're having great success because they're surrendering, trusting, and relaxed. Who are those people? And what are they like? How are they showing up? Like, what are they doing that's different to you? And instead of just being jealous of them, use the jealousy as information. It's like, okay, so they come in with an air of this. And they, they'll sit down at like we were talking about in a restaurant. And, this particular client was like, well, when I go to a restaurant with my friends, I'm the one that's getting the waiter over and I'm getting the menus and I'm asking everybody what they want to drink and I'm making sure everyone's got a drink and I'm keeping it on the waiter and wondering why the waiter hasn't come and served us yet, because I want everyone to be happy and having a good time. And someone's got to be in charge of that. Someone's got to make that happen, right? And I totally get that. I get that. And some of you here will relate to that. But meanwhile, she's noticing other people or even her friends, they're chilled, they're relaxed, they're trusting that the waiter's going to come at the right time and they'll order their drink at the right time and they're super relaxed, they're open and available, so they're having really beautiful connection and conversation with their friends because they're not like, I need to make this happen, I've got to get the waiter. They're trusting, like, the waiter's going to come, he going to take my order. It's good. I'm going to relax and enjoy the situation. Like, that's really important information. Like, for this woman, she's like, I don't know how to surrender at a restaurant. Like, well, what other people do? Yeah. So setting that intention around your day and how you can move through your day with a little more ease and grace, with a little more intention to be in your feminine and trusting that and practicing that. Let me just take a look at the comments here. Layla, I'm a mix in both, so masculine and feminine, but need to become masculine even though I am a female. The feeling I have The feeling I have are stopping me from studying. Ah, okay. So you've got something else going on there where are you procrastinating a little bit? So maybe you need, so just a little aside there with that one, just to help you, Layla, maybe, just a suggestion, because I don't know you, maybe um, you're saying your feminine is more active right now because you should be studying. How about just tap into your feminine and ask her what she desires, and ask her why she desires, why she's studying. Like, what's the ultimate desire? Because not many people really enjoy studying, right? So we need to tap into our why. So, and the feminine, she's all about her why, her desire, like what she is the motivating force behind any action. So the feminine inspires the masculine to take action. So you need to probably tap into your feminine and ask her, why am I even studying this degree or this course? What's that about for me? What am I receiving from that? How am I able to show up in the world more fully aligned and the truth of me because of this study? So hook into that original feminine desire and that intuition, and allow that to motivate your masculine energy into action. So rather than the push to study because you should, how about study because the feminine is guiding you from a place of desire, from a place of intuition, from bigger picture? Maybe that will help. So in terms of practicing surrendering, the next piece, if you're in a relationship, and this is a truly feminine act, how about asking your partner for support? There's a novel concept. You don't have to do it on your own. You're in a relationship. You're imperfect. So is your partner. If it's an empowered relationship, I'd suggest it would be okay to go to your partner and say, I've really noticed I'm not that great at receiving and surrendering. And I've really noticed that I've lived life predominantly from my masculine energy forever and a day. And I know that because, well, I know it's not my fault, because I took on these belief systems around men when I was 7 years old. And I witnessed this from the women in my life. And I've had multiple relationships where I haven't been able to surrender and relax because the kind of guys I attracted in weren't very reliable and really didn't have my back, but they were disempowered relationships. And I want to learn how to have an empowered relationship. And I love you. And I know you love me. And I feel like I don't know how to fully receive your love. I don't know how to fully trust your love. I don't know. And I really want to. And I wonder if you could help me, please. Could you help me surrender? Could you help me get better at receiving you? I love you so much. I want to know how to receive more of you. I want more of you. I don't know an empowered man that wouldn't respond to that with, oh my God, yes, let me help you. Let me show you. Let me support you. And it might go both ways, like, because, you know, we want to support and love and care for our men as well, don't we? And maybe they need to learn how to receive that from us too. So this is usually a dynamic that goes both ways. Is that resonating with anybody here? So ask your partner for help as you learn this new practice of surrendering. And I've written some questions that maybe you could ask him or her, right? Doesn't matter. It's just, this is my language because I'm predominantly working with women calling in guys or in relationships with a guy. So ask your partner, what does he wish you would allow him to do? How does he wish you would allow him to take care of you? Because right there is something that you can practice. If there's already something that he wishes that you would just let him do, that he already wishes that you'd just allow him to handle it and not get involved and just receive it, right there, both of you are on the same page, and you can say, great, that's a really good practical first step, first place for me to practice receiving from you. And you can set that intention together and you can hold that intention together. Where does he think that you are controlling or bossy? Ask him. Because this is the thing for us women, and I have been this woman multiple times in a relationship, and it still comes up for me now in my marriage. I can be controlling and bossy sometimes. I've got really, really pretty good at surrendering and receiving, and my old patterns of behavior come up. My old stuff gets triggered sometimes that tells me that I can't trust a man, I can't surrender. And so I get a bit controlly, a bit bossy. So ask him, where am I being controlling and bossy? Because right there is probably where I could learn to relax and let go and allow and release and surrender into your arms. Remember, your man wants to love you. He wants you to let him do that. Where does he feel like you are nitpicking? Where do you nitpick? That might be an indication as to where you can practice surrendering. Where does he experience you being a martyr? You know what I mean when I say martyr? It's like, it's where oh my God, I was the martyr in relationship for so many years. And the martyr in me would be like, I'd be washing up, angry washing up, because it's not fair that I have to do it and he gets to sit and watch telly. So I was a martyr. Or it's not fair, like you get to go out and do what you want. I have to stay home. Poor me, the martyr. So where are you being a martyr? And where does he experience you being a martyr? Just open up the conversation. And then he can support you and help you to relax in that area. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. Layla's saying, yeah, really fun. Cool, really needed this. Awesome, so glad. And then finally, because we're still practicing here, right? So surrendering for most of us women doesn't come naturally, although it is our natural energetic state to be able to surrender. We haven't learned how. Most of us weren't taught how. We've grown up predominantly, most of us here watching this have grown up in countries that have been very patriarchal, very much led by the disempowered masculine. We didn't learn how to surrender. So it's not our fault. We're learning how. So practice is key. So setting those intentions, asking your partner for help. You might even have to ask your kids for help. Ask your colleagues for help. Like whoever you're relating with, wherever in your life you want to surrender more, ask for help. Ask for their support. Dare to be vulnerable enough to say, I haven't got this bit of my life perfect. I'm struggling in this area of my life. I'm suffering in this area of my life. I'm not allowing myself to have what I really want. I'm not allowing myself to receive the love and support that I really desire, whether that's from a colleague, a business partner, a friend, a child, or your relationship, like whatever. Final tip, create reminders for yourself while you're practicing this art of surrender. Those reminders could be any number of things. You know, if you're doing the work, when I started this call, if you're doing the work on questioning your belief systems and changing those up, looking at your childhood conditioning and changing up and healing anything that needs healed, maybe you create some affirmations to support that healing process. And have those affirmations become alerts on your phone, or have them be, I'm looking around because I've got Post-it notes and affirmations everywhere around my office. Oh, look at this beautiful light coming in suddenly. It's like the angels are shining down on us. Isn't that lovely? Maybe Post-it notes around and about, in your car, on your fridge, in your office, on your bedside table, that reminds you that it's safe to surrender, that you love to receive, that you can trust the man in your life. So whatever your affirmations are, surround yourself with them. Create phone alerts. Create a vision board of what your life would look like if you were fully surrendered. What would your relationship look like if you were able to be allowing and open to receiving? Do a photo shoot. So I've done a few photo shoots, and I did one photo shoot where the entire intent, and this wasn't for my business, this was just for me personally, a very personal experience. I did a photo shoot, and the intention of the shoot was to learn to surrender more. So I was on this is a huge part of my healing journey before I called in James. And I did a photo shoot. It was a boudoir shoot, although a lot of the pictures, they weren't particularly boudoir-y. Really, I used the opportunity to have imagery of me surrendering. So sort of standing with my arms like really outstretched and, my heart completely open and exposed, full trust. And I've got beautiful pictures of me like that. And it was just part of me embodying the desire and the ability to surrender. I've got pictures of me with, in fact, those angel wings. Can you see? Oh God, wow, the light's really coming in. Can you see the angel wings on the window there? So I had those angel wings on my back. Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful imagery. But it really helped me to embody this desire to be open and available to receive. I had pictures on my vision board, but I actually had a picture before I did my photo shoot of a woman in that position. And you can just Google it. You'll find there's lots of pictures of women like just receiving, usually on a water's edge overlooking the ocean, or on the edge of a cliff, open to receive, full trust. Cut it out, pop it on your fridge. Cut it out, stick it up in your office somewhere. It's another visual reminder. Put crystals or like little rocks that you find on the beach, put them in your pocket or the crystal in your bra, so that every time you feel it or touch it, you know that it's like that little cue. That's right. I'm choosing to receive. I'm choosing to surrender. Google the best crystals for receiving, the best crystals for surrender, and choose, feel which one feels really that's calling you, and get that crystal and keep it little one in your bra, So there's some ideas, lots and lots of ideas. I hope that has been helpful. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is from today's call, because I've shared quite a lot and I'm top lining it. It might sound like a lot, and this is the work that I'm doing with women. This is really skimming the surface of the deep healing work and the transformational work I'm doing with my clients, so that they can call in an empowered man, and so that they can then create an empowered relationship. It's really, really powerful. If you haven't already registered to join my 5-day challenge, my Meet Your Soulmate challenge, we start on the 1st of November. The link is above here. It's in here somewhere. Come join us. It's totally free. We're starting soon. If you have any friends that would really benefit from what I've shared today or from the 5-day challenge, please share this video, share the link to the challenge with them. The more, the merrier. We women learn from each other. We learn so much from each other. So while I'll be teaching and guiding you, you'll be picking up so much from the other women in the challenge. In fact, I've had a few girls come and do the challenge. This will be my 4th one. So the last 3, they've done all of them, and they're coming back for the 4th one, and I'll keep running them. So, every time you learn more. So even if you've done the challenge before, come again. Let's be in community together. We're not meant to do life alone, right? Like I said, please, your biggest takeaway from today, just one piece, one pointer, one new belief you're choosing to take on, something you're choosing to let go of, please write it in the comments. Share it with me. And I can't wait to read those. And I'll see you next week with answering another one of your questions. Okay, so if you do have any, I should have done this. Here, look, this is what usually runs on my, there we go, look at that. If you have any dating and relationship questions, just email them to support@theschoolofself.love, and I will do my best to answer your question on the next Cuppa with Katie. Look at this light. The angels are here, aren't they? We've got a little rainbow going on. Yeah, all good. All good. What was that? To live the act of surrender. Yes, to live it. Yes. Live in surrender. I love that. Absolutely. Mwah. Love you guys. And I'll see you next week. Bye.